You're going to have a higher chance of getting the listing if you do a pre-listing packet, and you've got to plan for it. The right things need to be inside of it so that the people that you're trying to connect with and get this listing from or win the listing, that the thing inside of this, it has to matter to them. It has to connect with them. I want to take you through the right things, the right items you need in the pre-listing packet and when you would send it. I'm Tristan. This is Your Daily Real Estate. It's a podcast. It's a show. Let's get right into this one. I have this outlined and I got it from notes that I took at an event. What was this? This is a long time ago. 2011. And I'm always trying to add and modify things. And just as we grow, you can have shortcuts, you can add things because there's new tech. Right. So I try to simplify this, and I have 7 things you need inside of a pre-listing packet. Now, for a pre-listing packet, if I'm able to call the seller, the homeowner, and ask the right questions, like have you interviewed anybody? Where are you moving to? How much do you owe? All these questions, which we'll go over in a different session. After I go through that, I then prepare this pre-listing packet. And now this is where the hack comes in because I'm paying attention to tech. I can now have a great shortcut because I've got this project in Claude where I can then produce a really nice pre-listing packet based on my brand, the logo, and all that good stuff. But let's say you want to build this from scratch. And let's say you want to go the Canva route. You want to add the right things. Here they are, itemized. Number 1, what makes you qualified? Who you are, who your company is, what you stand for, and why. And if you're newer, that's okay. Use the company more. Lean on their experience more and who's part of that company. Make sure you include the mission and the vision because that is important for a lot of people. That's it. Number 1. It may take you, if you don't have this and you don't have this anywhere, it may take you an hour to kind of put this together. But again, this is important to put together so that you use this routinely and then you can tweak it as the years go by. Number 2, marketing process. This is probably the most important one. I have in my notes here too, from 2012 or 11. I didn't even put the year or the date on them, so I'm assuming it's that. But I have here, it says, telling is not selling, right? So you've got to show people. Right, that's number 1. The other one is people build confidence in you based on how you can sell the home, how they think you can sell this home, because that's really how they're going to choose you. Do they have confidence in the plan that you have because it not only hit everything that they think is important, but all the things that they weren't even thinking of? So when you are on number 2, the marketing process, that means you've got to explain what sets you apart by showing what you offer. And I've broken it down into three ways, which I mean you can break them down to anything. But for me, it's online and virtual. So same thing, right? Online, virtual, whatever that looks like. Next one is traditional. So like if you're going to do the mailers, if you're going to do any of those things that require some of the old school things that work really well, that's what you put there. And then the last one is in person. What are the things that you're doing person to person that require you to show up and then put the word out, because people still connect with people. So that's the in-person one. So online, virtual, traditional, and in person. I just tweaked it because I misspelled personal on the doc. If you need this, you know how to get it. Just message me on Instagram. Number 3, and by the way, number 2 is really important. You need to take time on that one. It will take some time to build that out. Number 3, reviews. Include 3 to 4 reviews with phone numbers. Go to your past clients, maybe some Google reviews, and say, hey, is it okay if I put your phone number on this? If somebody were to reach out to you, it would be because I'm doing a listing presentation or a listing pitch, and they may want to reach out to see how I did. They just want to confirm that, number 1, you are a real, actual past client, and number 2, that I actually did a good job and why I did a good job, right? So everyone on your list usually says great because they're on your list. Number 4, pricing strategy. Explain CMAs and how pricing is determined and how they will get more for their home. In this case, I like to break it down where I have 3 different prices. In some cases, I do 2. And in some cases, depending on how I'm feeling after that conversation I had with them on the phone, I sometimes just do the suggested price. Depends on how I'm feeling and depends on the client. And then from that suggested price, I also have a net sheet that's attached to this. So I would say the pricing strategy goes with the net sheet. Say, hey, if you go with the suggested price based on the amount of money that you owe and all of the other fees, here they are, everything is transparent and clear. This is how much you net. So this is the number we play with, right? Number 5, explain the paperwork process and that you're here to help and protect. I think this is where they may not know what's involved. So explain what happens in negotiation really quick. I like to have these little flow charts, all the things involved under escrow and what title does, all the different types of paperwork that are involved, contracts, addendums, just to itemize those and show how you help with all those. Number 6, you're going to focus on one completed contract, and that's the listing agreement. So they have it there. They know what's included. They're familiar with it, not so they can sign it, although it would be nice, but just so that they have it and they're familiar with it. And you could even put draft on it so they know. You could highlight some sections if you want. This is just a draft. This is not the one they're going to sign, right? The one you're going to sign will not have any highlighted areas. You'll go through it with them. And then number 7, any disclosure statements so that they know that there will be some things they need to disclose. A repairs list that maybe you already ran. They already ran a home report on this because they had an inspector come through. Well, they're going to have to disclose that in these disclosures. So make sure that you include those all and that you correlate any of those findings and say, hey, this is why this is important. You don't want to get sued in the future, right? And then that's how I typically end it. I know some other agents add more things. I already feel with the contracts we add there, even though they're just drafts or examples, it adds a lot to it because now there are so many disclosures and the listing agreements just getting longer and longer. I would keep it at that. The most important piece to this whole thing to the client is the marketing. How are you going to sell my home? How do you stand out? And how does my home benefit from that to get me the most amount of money in a decent amount of time? That's 1. And number 2, how much am I netting? I want to see the numbers. Knowing that, I hope this helps. Please create one. And if you need this short list, let me know. I'll send it over to you. Have an awesome day.